Hey everyone, welcome to New Slang. I'm music journalist Thomas Mooney. This week, I'm giving you guys two episodes. One that is a quote-unquote old lost interview, and one that's from the past year. This is episode 79, and it's an old interview with the guys from Turnpike Troubadours. It's with Ryan Engleman, R.C. Edwards, Kyle Nix, Gabe Pearson, and Hank Early. Everyone but Evan was there. I originally recorded it about 2 years back, but just never published it. I can hear you asking right now, why was it not published if it was so good? Well, there's just a little bit of problems with the audio quality. Basically, one day I had driven up to Amarillo. I'd set up on the bus with a handful of microphones, and we had this really fun, organic, natural conversation about the band and music. But at some point during the recording, about 30 minutes in, there's this buzz that starts happening. I had headphones on the entire time and was plugged into the soundboard and never heard it once. But when I got home and was listening back through, there's this little bit of fuzz that just happens about 1/3 of the way in, and I tried all these things to get it kind of faded out, but I just never really could make it work. But of course, right now we're in quarantine 2020, and I figure, what the hell, let's just go ahead and release it and see what happens. I'm pretty sure Turnpike superfans will enjoy it, flaws and all. One thing I feel compelled to mention is that last week Kyle sent over a little bit of a preview of his upcoming solo record. It's called Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories. He plans on releasing it this June. What he sent over, I've just kind of had it on repeat these last few days. As you'd expect, it has that iconic Nix fiddle throughout. I've always kind of talked about how Kyle's playing is often kind of the tip of the spear when it comes to the Turnpike catalog. It's that first thing that you hear on a song and just kind of leads the way. I need to talk with him further about it all. I'm super interested in how long he's been collecting these songs and where these stories originate from. Maybe I'll convince him to do a solo podcast in a few weeks and we can talk about the record. Regardless, I'm super excited to hear what else he has up his sleeve. And of course, I'm excited for y'all to hear it. So remember the name, Lightning on the Mountain and Other Short Stories, June release. I'll relay any other information that comes my way. Speaking of which, the easiest way to follow me is on Twitter at _newslang. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or on Spotify as well. Leave a review. Tell your friends. You know, one of the easiest ways to help the podcast is just to share it on Facebook or retweet it on Twitter. One last thing, I still have a handful of the New Slang Panhandle stickers available. They're the ones that are designed by Briston Phillips that have Quanah Parker on them. Right now, they're $2.50 each or 3 for $5. Ordering is super easy. Just Venmo me at Thomas D. Mooney with your address and I'll get them sent out. Currently, we're getting some other designs worked up with Briston as we speak. Maybe I'll get some koozies done. I'm thinking maybe about some buttons or coasters, t-shirts. What are y'all's thoughts on postcards? Anyways, let's just go ahead and get on to the episode. Here is Turnpike Troubadours.
Ryan is leaning against me right now. To all you podcasters out there.
You listeners can't tell, but Ryan is actually wearing a hat that says Wine 'em, Dine 'em, and 69 'em.
And that's it. Nothing else, kids.
Yeah, it's weird that you have a boner.
If it's this far away from him?
Going to talk a little bit?
Hello?
No, not really. If you want,
Lean in.
what we can do is we can switch mics.
Why don't I just, I guess hold
Or you can hold it if you want.
Yeah, when you have something that says,
See this fancy trophy?
Just lean on in.
Yeah, what is that trophy?
Kyle Nix. That sucks that they misspelled your name.
I just noticed it. K. Nix.
John Pope was the one that gave him the wrong spelling. He apologized like 15 times.
Makes it even better. Will they get it right? When we did that Reckless Kelly softball jam, Kyle, my jersey said Edward, and they announced me as R.C. Edward. Like when I went up to bat and stuff, that I guess they were turning the names in and forgot the S.
Did you
I
make
still
it
have.
Jamaican on bass.
Yeah, that was 1 for 1.
Hey, do
Smashed
you mind
one up the
moving
middle.
that mic a little bit closer to you?
Which base did you make it to?
Just first.
Did you touch your titty?
Next guy's
What about that?
next guy hitting through
Yeah,
a
it sounds
double
better.
play.
You want more?
Pretty good. No, you're good right now. You're good. I already just like started recording just to get going. I'm not gonna really do like an intro here. I'll do that intro later, and we can just start talking. You can curse, ramble on,
Say curse.
Whatever.
Or curse.
huh? You can. This is not for.
HBO.
Yeah, this is like
Will
the
this be on
HBO.
HBO?
Yes.
This is HBO. It's not cable.
Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
I guess like we can go and start off with the. You guys played Red Rocks just the other day. We were talking a little bit about it before. Like, what do you have to do to? Like, what are the shows after like? Just like the fall down. Like,
Asking the real
It's-
Oh man.
I thought this was gonna be a puff piece. Come on, Lenny.
Starts throwing these fastballs right out the gate.
You know, it's obviously not the same thing as playing Red Rocks every night when you go to Albuquerque or Amarillo. But I think you kind of just got to remember, you know, that this is your job and this is what we do. I mean, you still go out and play the best show you can.
yeah.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world we would like for all the shows that we did on this run to be leading up to Red Rocks, and it would be a beautiful climactic moment. But you know, it's reality. So
Sometimes you climax too early.
all the time.
I know I
all
do.
the time.
Yeah, these
In most
three-
cases.
these 3 shows didn't get a fair shake. You know, coming after Red Rocks.
I think we put on a good show last night, but it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's a natural thing to.
I
feel
think
a
it's
little-
more in our head than
Yeah.
the crowds really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like that's just a natural thing. So, you know, when I get an interview where I'm like, oh, holy shit, you know, I want to interview this person. Those ones after that just kind of.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Who are we after?
Are we Red Rocks?
You guys are after Lori McKenna.
Oh, that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
awesome.
That was
I
that
mean,
fun?
Yeah. Well, the thing is on that is like it was like you could tell she had done 8 15-minute interviews that day or was going to, that kind of thing.
Had
But I mean, it was.
scripted answers she'd been repeating all day.
No, I don't think with me. I probably everyone.
brought
if
the real stuff out
if
of
you
her?
had if you interviewed any interviewer that day, they would probably say, "Oh, she gave me
yes,
the
that can be a helpful exercise. Let's try that.
interview the interviewer."
Yeah.
I'm going to do 2 here in a second. I'll be right back.
Number 2.
Phoner.
Number 2. Phoner boy.
For those of you listening at home, that was Kyle Nix saying he's going to do a number 2.
But he'll be back right after.
Yeah. Well,
Don't forget to wash your hands, Kyle.
Not what he said.
like kind of going back to the Red Rocks thing, and obviously you guys are playing a lot of bigger shows than 3 or 4 years ago. Does this become normal at some point, or do you still wake up every day going, man, I can't believe we're playing these massive shows like this?
Probably fall somewhere in between. There's still something. You walk out there and see that many people, you're still kind of in awe, like every time. But also you do get kind of used to doing bigger shows more often now.
And everything was in preparation for that, you know, like you learn to get better at being televised, or I don't know if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can.
But yeah, I mean, if we'd have tried to play Red Rocks 3 or 4 years ago, we'd have probably
We did.
but I mean, headline, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever. We'd
Yeah, I know what
probably
you mean.
fallen on our ass.
What is like when I was driving up here, I was thinking about like, what is the production value of these kind of shows, of those shows that are, is it just, I don't want to say necessarily business-like, but do they just have it in such a well-oiled machine that everything just runs as smoothly as?
Yeah, it has to be at that point. There's so many people working, so big such a big operation, and so many moving parts that if it's not like a well-oiled machine, a lot of shit would go wrong. Like you get to stuff like that, and everything is just kind of handled and taken care of, and it's state-of-the-art stuff, professional people.
It's really cool. We've gotten to see a lot of, lately, over the past 6 months, year or so, we've seen a lot of those well-oiled machines in different settings, you know, with ACL and Red Rocks. Certain venues that are, you know, big productions like that, they just have it all worked out, and it's neat to see how it works because it's impressive.
Yeah, it makes everything go way easier for everybody.
On y'all's end, like, do you guys feel like you have to up the professionalism, or?
Hell no.
I guess we might try to.
We're not good at
At the
it.
end of the day, we just are what we are.
Remember how impressed Aaron was on that last tour by the gaff tape arrows that would lead everywhere.
Yes.
You know, and how he talked about it a couple
started
times.
putting them in places where it was obvious, like, we know where to go.
For like 2 or 3 weeks after he was
Start putting
doing
them on
that,
the bus.
and then now he doesn't do it anymore. It's like bathroom this way. It's like, okay.
I enjoy it.
I like the little arrows.
It's like a little scavenger hunt. Oh, don't even look up. Just only follow the arrows going around.
Well, see, like here, you guys could be led to the zip line,
Right?
Yeah,
putt,
Right.
and
splash pad.
Hard to put gaff tape on fucking dirt, though.
That's true. That's true.
you guys were talking about when we were setting up here, the whole putt thing. I mean, obviously, like those kind of things you guys could do back whenever you were in a van. When you're like in these buses here, like, does that kind of just make you isolated to a specific area now, or does like Uber make it easier to get around?
It definitely can. Like it's a lot harder to get the. You have to find a ride to go do stuff. You know, you have to call a runner or get an Uber or something. And so there are, in some places that's not available, and so you end up stuck on the bus or at a venue for a day. And sometimes it is kind of like you're stranded somewhere, but I don't know. You can usually find a way. It's not really something worth like whining about.
Right. Because I remember when last time you guys were in Lubbock, we had went and ate at Chu Chai, and like we walked over next door to that convenience store, and you and Evan were talking about how you guys don't get to do this anymore. Like,
No,
just going in,
it's
like,
kind of something you miss from the van days. It's like the truck stops. Like we're rarely awake when the bus stops for fuel, and so when we get a chance to go to the store, it was just like having all kinds of stuff because I hadn't got to do it in a week, maybe, you know, like a little kid in there.
Yeah. Truck stops are an interesting place to find just
I actually walked to
shit.
one today and bought a couple new toothbrushes.
I definitely buy more. I buy more candy when we're on the road than I do normally. It's like, so cool.
Is that like
Drinks that
your
we don't have on the bus, stuff like that.
what are like your road vices as far as like stuff like that?
Oh, the look on Ryan's face. He's out. Later.
I don't know.
Ryan has left the room for you listening at home.
I don't know that I have really like different road vices than I do at home. Just like Jim Beam, Coke Zero, and
Similar.
Skull Snooze, now available in mint.
Naps?
Trying to get a sponsorship.
Naps. That's a big
I
one.
take way more naps on the road than I
Oh
do at
yeah,
home.
that's a big vice.
I take more naps at home.
Yeah.
Do a lot more day drinking.
At home or on the road.
Out
Yes.
here. Yeah. My vices are just all encompassing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me. I don't think it changed. I do too much stuff different.
I think one thing that's different is like when I go home and I go to a bar or I go see a show or I see a cop. I don't I just expect that they treat us like they do out here, because cops out here, like, they're watching their security in the back, back behind the stage and stuff, and they hold the door for you and say,
It's like
Do you expect cops like just on the street to do
like
that for
they're-
you?
It's almost like they're there to serve you and also to protect you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels
Almost like
out
that's
here.
what they're there.
At home, it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
Ban lives matter.
Pound me too.
Making a shirt.
Now we're gonna move the needle.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
There's your sound bite.
Well, like, how different is it like now whenever you guys go home and Are you guys wanting to go to, when you guys get home, do you like to go to shows, or has it like
Man,
burned out or something because you're always out?
I love going to shows. It's not many come through Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't get a lot in Tahlequah, but like I still like going to Tulsa to go to the Canes or the Mercury, or I go to Fayetteville. I actually like going to maybe Fayetteville's kind of one of my, go over there and run around Dixon and go to George's is a little mini vacation I take pretty often.
We got to see a Sublime cover band the other day.
I saw J. Roddy Walston there like a month or
All right.
two
Yeah,
ago.
I
He was
missed-
awesome.
I missed that shit.
Yeah, but I still love going to shows, but it becomes a deal where like I have to make a destination trip out of it, you know, to see the bands I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's usually pretty like inspiring, especially when you get to go see
Totally.
a good band. Like it'll
especially when they're on fire.
it'll make you want to step your game up.
Yeah, because I imagine, like, you know, in those early days, you know, you just like to go to the bar, go to see bands all the time. But at some point, when you're playing all these shows for you know, weeks at a time, every weekend, that scene can get stale, if you will.
Definitely get tired of the crowds.
Yeah.
So that's what I normally don't go to crowded shows. I'll go to something I know is not going to be sold out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get a little bit, I don't know what the right word for it is, but with the bands that we play with, we've seen all those bands a lot of times, and so when I don't know, when I go see a show, it's usually something that's totally off that spectrum.
Yeah, me too. Most of the ones I go to are like rock bands or
Yeah,
punk bands.
heavy
They're just
metal or something,
just
yes.
something different.
Ryan's always talking about the Broadway musicals that he likes to go to.
Yeah, you
also.
guys were watching a liver rocking show before we showed up in here.
Listen to Venom.
What's your point?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Don't throw stones.
Yeah.
When are we going to do a musical?
Hey, well, that's what I've
Don't throw stones
Rock
at
country
crystal
opera.
houses.
I've thrown that question out. Like, when's the Turnpike one-act play musical gonna happen?
Starring Lori.
Who is Lord?
These are all songs about Lori, right? It's the.
They all are. She's every girl.
Do you guys like to read the theories on all that stuff, or?
I think you sent me one.
Yeah, really.
I've read some that are out there. There are people who've gotten deep into that stuff, like songs without even names, like in them, then like assigning like named characters to them. Like one of my favorite ones was that it was the baby in Housefire is the dog in Bird Hunters.
What?
I read that on something.
Lord, grab the puppy.
Like I said, baby, but it was
Dog baby.
it was actually the dog from Bird Hunters.
Wow, that's elaborate.
Yeah, I like it. Keep them coming.
One of my favorites is my buddy Jeff found this one, and it was about how it was theorized that every female that was ever mentioned in Turnpike was Lori, no, I'm getting that wrong. That like all these Loris were different Loris.
I like that.
And he was like, what he loved about that though was he was like, that implies that Evan only knows one girl name, and like
They're all Loris.
Well, I mean,
Like
It's just a synonym for girl.
like Australian,
Look at that Lori over
like
there.
Australians call all girls like Sheilas.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
there you go.
be
It's
like
Lori.
that.
It's the Oklahoma
Lori.
version.
I mean, or like I guess like what does Springsteen always call his?
He says Mary a lot.
Yeah, Mary. There you go. I don't know. It's a New Jersey.
Isn't Mary like another word for? No, it's Nancy.
Where are we going?
oh,
Wow.
how long did it take you to think that up?
We'll edit that out in post.
Yeah, everything.
I don't know. I do love the canon of the Turnpike stuff, and I think like that's part of what has made you guys so engaging as a band. A lot of fans just love that aspect of it. I know we've talked at length about this, but like, what do you guys think? What is y'all's thoughts on the canon aspect of Turnpike?
It's really fun. I mean, I've never worked with any writers that had worked to establish that sort of idea as well as this band has. So it's a special thing, you know. Like it's a long way from just singing about sawdust on the floor, you know. It's cool. It's engaging. It's fun to see. It's fun to watch it unfold. I know during the last album cycle when we were recording and these songs that we hadn't heard were being played for the first time, it's just like, wow, this is still moving forward in this cool direction, and it's just neat to witness it, you know, and be a part of it.
Well, you want me to say something about it?
No, I don't.
I think it's. I don't know. Now, I'm not like a huge, like, songwriter follower. I'm just not, you know. But I've never. I haven't ever heard of anything like that being done before. And maybe, like I said, I don't know that much about it, but I think it's a cool take on how to, you know, use a literary deal in songwriting.
Yeah.
You know, and not, you know, obviously a lot of people are a fan of it, and I am too.
For those of you listening at home, the man speaking right now is wearing a hat that reads "Wine 'em, dine 'em, 69 'em."
So don't let him fool you.
That's all the credibility he needs.
Well, I mean, I think I don't think like you guys necessarily think about this, or like set out to do something like this where, we're gonna go and try and, what I'm about to say, but I feel like there's this element of like creating like a new American myth aspect, like the Joseph Campbell kind of American.
Yeah, I don't know if you can consciously set out to do something big, but it'd be awesome if that's the result, or that's what people kind of think of it.
Yeah, because I think of it like as, you know, in 200 years from now, are people going to think of like maybe these songs in the same way, or at least like regionally think of them as like the same way you kind of look at like Pecos Bill or like Paul Bunyan, like these larger than life characters. I think there's a little bit of an aspect to
that. That'd be great. I saw a quote the other day that you only exist as long as someone remembers you.
Right.
And so if you make something that lasts that long, that's a pretty special thing.
Yeah, there is that whole, you know, like you die twice kind of thing. Like you die the day you die, and then you die the last time someone mentions your name.
Yeah.
So.
Number one down.
But.
Update on the Kyle Nick situation. One down.
Well, like, what do you guys? I don't know. We've not really talked a little about like the production side of things on records. What do you guys do? Like, what is like is that like your favorite part of like of making music? Is like whenever either RC or Evan brings these songs in and like you guys start building them up into actual songs and not just sketches, if you will.
There's something special about the creation of something out of nothing. You know, it's really cool. It's like building something. I mean, there's some satisfaction that comes from that, I think, just as a human being. Not to get deep or anything, but it's satisfying. It's neat. What do you think, Ryan?
I still think my favorite part of playing is playing live.
Yeah, me too.
It's the interaction between us and the crowd, and when the crowd's there and we're there, like that's the high for me. The studio stuff's great too, just for what you're saying. You know, it's just we don't get to do that as often. We live out here, and
it's also a lot more difficult to do the studio stuff.
Yeah, it's harder work for sure.
Yeah.
Is that
if I could do that more, I would. I mean, we just don't. You
Yeah.
can't.
Is that partly because
not like is the difficult part? Is that like just partly because you're having to create and use more of your headspace to bring something out of nothing, like you said, or is it just because it's going to be recorded and you're going to have, like, you need it precise?
Microscope.
Yeah,
It's the details of everything. You know,
They're probably-
you have to focus. I mean, you have to focus when you're playing live. It's not, you know, but it's just a different feeling.
Well, there could be 10 different ways you could play a song.
Right.
And figuring out which one is going to be
Yeah.
best suit the
Yeah,
song itself.
you have to
know?
make those calls right then and there, and you don't know how you're going to feel about it after you've heard it 5 times, you know, or 10 times, or a year
100
later.
times.
Yeah, that's what I was
A
gonna say
year
on
la-
down the
you-
line.
You just don't know. You just have to. You're stepping out on a limb there because you just have to believe that your instincts are right, and really nobody can tell you whether they are or not. You just have to go with it. That's
Yeah.
why it's so nice.
Hopefully
having,
people like it, you know.
It was nice having Hewitt in the room because he was like an outsider who could step back and say no or yes, more of that, less of this. You know, that was definitely helps.
The hard part is to, you know, we go into a studio and then we have some songs. There's maybe 3 songs, like for last record, maybe 3 songs we've heard, right? That's about right, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 3 songs we'd heard, and we're trying to make a record. And, you know, Evan has a lot of stuff in the works, and RC. And you go in there and you hear these things first, you know, one shot, and you have to make it sound like it's a record, like it's like, you know what I mean, like something that's gonna last, not just songs that we threw together or whatever. And that's the challenge, and that to me is the anxiety provoking. And when we hadn't worked these songs out very much, and you know, and that's what it takes time, you know. Hell, and we spent a month on that last one, or really 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks,
Just tracking.
and for a lot of the records that are over the history of time are huge, famous records, they spent 10 times that amount working
It
on
could take a year to make a record.
yeah, 6 months or a year, whatever, and you know, and we I think we've become more adept at playing live because we do it a lot, and then you just only get this much time to work on being in the studio unless you track for other bands or whatever, and in Oklahoma there's not a lot of that going on. You know, there's a lot of recordings being made, but not. I mean, you just opportunities to do it are slimmer. It'd be different if we were in Austin or Nashville.
Yeah. I guess like with the live show, there's you're doing it the next night, so if you flub up a little bit, there's more forgiveness, I guess.
Oh,
Totally.
sure.
You know.
Yeah,
Well, but
but-
the same way with recording, you get to read.
Way less
Okay.
pressure. I mean, it's kind of a pressure thing with recording versus live, and live recordings is all of it at once.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like what on this record, this last record, changed the most from like the beginning point where you guys thought like, oh, it's going to be like this, and it ended up morphing into, evolving into something else. Was there anything that?
Pipe Bomb Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
That song ended up being something totally different than what I thought it was going to be, you know, initially after hearing just the acoustic version of it.
Well, and Sunday morning was.
Yeah.
At some point, we're talking about just doing it acoustic.
Right.
And then that piano on there that John did just
Yeah.
gave it such a cool feel.
It turned into like the Tulsa sound kind of
Yeah.
thing, or our version of the Tulsa sound, that Leon Russell sort of thing.
Yeah.
Pipe Bomb was essentially just mainly lyrics and like a loose melody that I'd written the lyrics on a plane back from Europe, and Ev helped me finish them at the studio. Johnny Burke had written like just a loose melody for it and a few lines, but then that's all it was until we were at the studio. So it went from nothing to what it became.
Wacky Cajun surf.
Surf
anthem.
rock
To our
trucker.
Cajun surf rock.
Southwest Cajun trucker surf rock.
Neo folk.
No, new folk
right.
in you with the little dots.
So did you see where people were calling us neo folk, Mooney?
Yeah, I did.
So my dad sometimes he gets confused on some of the internet stuff, and we're having dinner with him, and he's like, "What's this where they're calling y'all neo-Nazis on the internet?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I read it. They said that y'all were neo-Nazi." And it took me a second to figure out like what he was talking about, and then I think actually Jesse said at first she means that deal where it said neo folk, and I was like, "Is that it?" And he's like, "Oh, maybe. I thought it said Nazis."
This episode is sponsored by Smith Iron and Design. It's owned and operated by one of my good friends, Aaron Smith, and his dad, Sonny. As the name implies, Smith Iron and Design specializes in creating custom metal and woodwork. They have a vast array of metal signs that are perfect wall decor that'll tie a room together. They design everything from welcome signs to family crests, flags, and Texas cutouts. They have a series of these metal wreaths that are perfect for your front door, and you are able to change them out depending on the season. Are you a sports fan? Well, there's nothing better than having a giant logo of your team on the wall of your den or office. When it comes to signage, the possibilities are really endless. What you should really do, though, is head over to smithironanddesign.com to get a look at their vast portfolio. That's smithironanddesign.com. I'll throw a link into the show notes as well. They don't just do signs either. Some of the smaller items are custom bottle openers and keychains. Then they also have bookshelves, TV stands, nightstands, and fire pits. You know, it was about a year ago, Aaron built me a custom shelf. I needed something new to store some of my vinyl, and everything I had come across, either the shelves weren't big enough for LPs, or it looked too bland or cheaply made, or, to be perfectly honest, too expensive. So I wound up talking with Aaron, and about a week later, I was able to pick up this custom shelf unit that's just been amazing. It's incredibly sturdy, has a bit of a rustic feel. In my opinion, one of the best parts was just having so much control in the process. You can get them as tall as you want with the shelves at the perfect depth and length. Again, for me, this was for storing vinyl, so they had to be a certain height and depth. I've been thinking about getting a custom bookshelf companion piece soon as well. Now, for the most part, they primarily serve the Lubbock area and the South Plains, but for some of their smaller pieces, they're able to ship nationwide as well. Again, smithironanddesign.com. Now back to the show.
You guys, you recorded for about 6 weeks on this last record. How drastically different is that compared to, some of the other records where it was more of a short period of time or off and on, or?
Yeah, Diamonds and Gasoline was off and on for I don't know how long.
We're lucky we're in a place now where we can kind of take the time off and go take a big chunk of time and do a record instead of just doing it on like playing shows on the weekend and recording a few days here and there during the week is kind of how we did it before the last two records. And that process, you just kind of seem all over the place, and it's hard to get focused the same way you can when we've sort of done destination recordings the last two records too. So you all hole up and live together while you're at the studio, and that's done a lot for, I think, like getting us focused on the records.
Is it just easier to cut everything else out, the outside world, if you will?
Oh, totally.
It's
Yeah.
just
Especially when you're far away from home.
Yeah, over by El
Well, and
Paso.
you've got everyone together all the time, so you're not playing group text message or calling everybody trying to organize stuff like all right, we're ready to do bass and drums. Somebody go get RC and Gabe. They're at the house or something, and we go up and start tracking. It's just, I don't know, that aspect I think just works way better.
Getting in a routine, getting up in the morning, we do this, and then we do this. We chart the songs. I don't know. It's easy to schedule when everybody's around.
Self-titled record, we did the same thing. We went out to north of San Francisco in that Prairie Sun, and we had a month out there, and that was great. But then we did the same thing this last time, but we had Ryan Hewitt with us, and that was just another good move. Another great addition to the process.
This one you guys did out outside El Paso, right? Sonic Ranch.
The majority of it is Sonic Ranch. Then we finished it up in Asheville at Echo Mountain.
That Echo Mountain, is that where like I believe like American Aquarium did wolves at? You know?
Did they? I couldn't say. I think they've done something there.
They have done something there. But
I thought they did that.
I can't remember what it was.
I know
No,
Parker
they did
Millsap
wolves
did
in
one
like
there.
Mississippi, didn't they?
Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe.
No, they did Burn,
Oxford?
Flicker, Die in.
No,
Or I
it
did
was
that
in
in Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I thought they did that with that guy in Oxford.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Gabe.
I mean, maybe not. I could be completely wrong on that. Someone Google it.
Google it.
I'm not.
Call BJ.
Get BJ on the phone.
I know a lot of people think of or they've talked at least about whenever you go to a new a destination to record, that I don't know, like the recording studio and the atmosphere and the outside elements of that place can either inspire or like affect the way a record sounds. Have you guys felt like that with these last two records? Been in?
Sure. I do, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know that it's done that much to our sound. I mean, we joked about it everywhere we've been. Like, you know, like, we're gonna do a Tejano record because we're recording on a Mexican border.
Wine country.
Or in California we were in wine. We thought about calling the album Wine Country.
Then we had another one for El Paso, didn't we?
There's your subgenre.
Yeah.
Was it?
Remember, I think.
I know we joked about like giving it like Tejano sound or something because we were recording down there, but I don't really think that we've done one yet where like the vibe for sure I think gets in the records, but I don't think it's really changed our sound anywhere we've been.
Unless you count
Yeah.
Pipe Bomb Dream. Because that got pretty southwest.
There you go. Yeah, maybe
Maybe it did.
Maybe it
What'd
did.
you buy yesterday, Gabe?
Oh,
Why
I
don't
got
you
some
tell us
Southwestern Flair in New Mexico. Sweet turquoise ring, little bracelet. It's alright. So did Kyle.
Like a bangle, kind of.
Yes, a lot. I don't know. Maybe not a bangle. Bangle seems like it'd be way smaller, but closest you can get to a bangle.
I don't really know what that is.
Yeah, well.
New Mexico
It shows.
AF. Fuck.
Oh yeah, good. I forgot we could cuss.
First I've been trying to start.
AF fuck.
With you guys playing around like in all these different areas, going to places that you really haven't been before, do you guys see like a change in like the crowds, where like, you know, the second time, third time around, like you're making progress, or
I mean, it's been like that since we started. I mean, even at home, or that's just kind of the process for us. Like we've been doing this for like 13 years now. Where me and Ev have been playing together, and most of us have been there the whole time. And it's just slowly been like that. We're a 10-year overnight success, you know.
yeah. Do
What I like to see is, you know, you go to like big cities and it starts off generally that like a ton of them are just transplants, you know. Like, but I like to see it where like New York City, there's a pair of like, I think they're detectives. They're like straight up New York detectives. Like the way they talk, the way they look, everything about them is
Yeah.
New York.
Or dudes in turbans.
Yeah,
You
I
don't see that
thought
in
you were going to
Texas.
talk about there's I don't know if he's a Middle Eastern fella or what, but he comes to all like the New York shows
Yeah.
in a turban. I mean,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, it's
like
just,
that's really
like
cool.
Seeing the local population
Right.
come through after.
It's
being
not all
introduced to
not all
the
dudes in
population.
cowboy boots. And
I met a guy from New Zealand last week who came out to see us in Anaheim. Has been a fan for like 4 years. He said he heard us on Pandora. He works on yachts, travels the world like working on yachts as a deckhand. And we finally lined up where he could come to the show, and he was just stoked to see us.
That's what's cool.
or that hairdresser that, you know, he's all tattooed up, lives in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Where his favorite band.
He's got a what's his tattoo? One of them's a diamond.
He's got the big diamond in the 1968. I mean, it's huge too.
Yeah.
So,
have you seen many good Turnpike tattoos?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
You see a lot of them.
The
A lot of lyrics.
My-
handful of Before the Devil Knows You're Dead
Yeah.
tattoos.
Seen that.
Couple
My-
on our crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
I think
that's
Augie and
right.
Adam both have like the fighting rooster tattoo.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one too.
Where are you gonna get it? Where?
I don't know.
I
yet.
couldn't.
For those of you listening at
couldn't hear
home, Ryan just motions toward his crotch region.
No, I probably
I
rooster
call
on each
bullshit.
ball. Oh God.
Edit that out.
No, probably on my forearm. I bet.
We'll do your
Not as cool.
One or the other.
butt cheek.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Rooster on each butt cheek.
Will they fight?
Fight.
I think you know.
Speaks for itself.
And Kyle's out.
I'm gonna try this again.
All right. What was the question again?
The tattoos.
How did you
tattoos.
get there?
No, okay, yeah, a couple of crew guys got the fighting rooster deal. And I want to do that too. This would be my 10th year in like October or November, and so I don't know. I think that would be a cool.
Yeah, the old
tattoo.
10-year tattoo. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What is it like now that like you? It feels like any video I've ever seen of you guys in the last couple of years has been where the crowd is just singing louder than Evan is. What is that
I
like
don't have
being?
a microphone.
What's the whose quote was it where somebody asked? I think they asked Bolin about like, what do you do when the crowd's singing so loud that you can't hear?
Oh, we did. It was like me or Evan
Yeah,
asking,
okay.
Yeah.
like, how do you deal with that in a? He's like, man, when you're at that point, it doesn't matter.
Don't
Just
worry
keep
about
singing.
Yeah, then you've won.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's whenever like family members or old friends or anybody who has never been to a show will call me and say, hey, I saw you ever coming through town, can I come to the show? That's one of the things they always say afterwards. I think that they're all surprised and shocked by is how loudly the crowd sings along, and it's a point of pride, man. They
awesome.
they love the words, they love the songs, and they're melodies that you can sing, which means they're really well written, and it's just affirmative, just affirming. That's the word, not affirmative.
Affirmative action.
Almost every time that we sing
It's an affirmative action.
Every Girl, like the intro to Every Girl, anymore I can't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm supposed to sing harmony on the front side of it, and like, usually the crowd's so loud that I can't. I mean,
I don't even
I just
worry.
let it happen. Yeah.
I don't even worry about singing that opening line.
Yeah. And I don't sing at the very end because you
Yeah.
know.
Jesus, take the
everybody-
wheel.
Well, like so many of y'all songs, they do have these really identifiable intros. Like,
Guitar parts.
yeah, I mean, like there's like the.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like in.
He means whole damn
Oh. The one Roger Ray did.
town. Right.
Well, there's like
He's
that.
so
There's
good.
like Bird Hunters with like the fiddle. Like
Thank you.
it's
Thank
just
you very much.
Kyle links everybody.
Thank you.
like Gin Smoking Lies. There's that drum beat. Like it's just like
Oh, dude.
you just
That guy can play the
notice
drums.
it.
Should I
We
just
will
go-
rock you.
Should I just go fuck myself? Or?
Okay, see, like my.
Sorry, what's the question?
Back on track.
No, I was just commenting like that. A lot of the songs are so identifiable at the very beginning that like.
That's really for our sake. A lot of the times it helps us like remember what song we're playing. It's recognizable.
Well, and if there's a
You know-
long enough
you know where to
intro,
fall in.
if it's the wrong song, we can all be like, "Oh, well, Gabe started the wrong song, so
Let's play this.
let's
one.
just play this one."
I'm still learning the names of the songs, so I look at the set list and it just looks like gobbledygook.
Yeah.
Until I hear the sounds,
Yeah.
I really don't know what's
You have
about
an
to happen.
awful memory.
Well, it's only
It's only 3 years.
It's only 3 years. Give me time.
He's an
guys.
audible learner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I said the other day that this would be fun for like 2 weeks, but then like would be super annoying is if you started seeing guys bringing cardboard guitars into shows to like do the guitar solos, play along with the band, and they could like bring their own like cardboard
That's
fiddle.
a thing.
No, I'm saying that would be funny to see. Like,
Maybe you could start it. I mean,
Maybe we
just
sell them
we
at the
should-
merch booth.
Yeah, start
Yeah.
passing
Hey.
out air guitars.
Sell them.
instead of air guitar,
Sell
you're able to.
Another idea.
That's our businessman over here.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys could take that idea and run with it.
Thank you.
Oh, I get a kick at it when you see the air fiddle. That's pretty cool. Pretty
You know,
cool
I don't know
noticing
whether to
that.
find. Okay, so last night this guy comes up to me, like on the street, and just, you almost feel like they're mocking you in a way when they're going, and you're like, yeah, man, cool. You know that I do that thing, but
For the listeners at home, Kyle just did some air fiddle for us.
yes, and it was really weird looking, because that guy's air fiddle last night was very strange. But
Bad technique.
no, it's cool. It's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen the air
just
fiddle before, but it's
keep your
weird
elbow
when
down,
somebody's
wrist
really drunk on the street and does it to you with a weird mocking fiddle tone with their mouth.
It doesn't really work for a
Meow,
podcast,
meow.
but Kyle is actually a great air fiddle impersonator of different fiddle players. Well, that's some pretty good ones, but I don't think that's really going to work here.
Yeah,
I'd
everybody
still
has their
like to see
moves.
Is it
Everybody
like
has their moves.
those guys who can like really do good impressions of baseball stances?
We
used
play
to
that
be-
game.
we used to be good at that.
Yeah, me and Kyle both like the batting stance game.
Who am I?
Who am I? Who's this?
In everyone's
Bagwell.
book is
Jose
yeah. I was
Canseco.
gonna say in everyone's book is the Jeff Bagwell.
Oh yeah,
'cause it's
that's
just
pretty iconic.
it's kind of the big one.
Juan Gonzalez, pretty legendary one.
Julio Franco. There we, okay, all right. Well,
There's like the Nomar one where the gloves.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
he's done that.
great
Oh.
podcast stuff, guys.
Yeah. The things you can't
Turnpike
hear.
Troubadours. Did a
Everything
podcast of impersonating baseball swings.
People are
It
gonna love
sounded
this though. Really, they will.
Great.
Dead on.
Sounded exactly like the stance.
Like what about you guys who have been in other projects before, like with like Rodney Parker and whatnot?
Oh, you mean the Newbie Brothers?
The Newbie Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
New
No,
guys.
Were y'all ever in that band at the same time?
no.
Wow.
That's funny.
Losers.
well, like you guys played there. I know like you played on like didn't you play like on a Shane Smith record
Yeah,
on
I
a
played
song?
I think one.
He's actually
one track.
mentioned in the album artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That was an EP, maybe, I think, right? I think
Is it?
was an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the difference like
Brought to you by Texas Bourbon.
whenever you're playing in what's been the biggest difference like on stuff like that where you're not necessarily in the band but they bring you in for
I've
you
done-
approach it differently?
I've done some stuff like that. I don't. Some of it's been because they're a fan of this band, and then some of it's been just by they're a fan of Wes Sharon, who we've worked with on 4 records now, maybe. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so, and I live in the same town, so I just inevitably end up doing it. And it's varied. Some people don't. I don't know. I play a certain way. Some people want that. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Just
Sometimes you have
fake
to
my
turn
way
it
through
off.
somebody else's style or
Right.
something. And generally, that's like a generic, more generic, like.
Yeah, because I would kind of expect it to be like where you're not going necessarily in there as guitar player from Turnpike. You're just going in there as guitar player, if you will, or
Yeah.
a pedal steel or whatever. You're
Well,
It hadn't really worked that way in Norman.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Go for it.
Well, like, I've done a pretty big handful of studio work as a steel player just because I'm the only steel player a lot of guys know, or, or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
There's just not a ton of us. So, around Denton, Dallas, Fort Worth, you get called to do projects all the time. And it's very different from the process that we've had because a lot of times, at least as a steel player, they're asking you to come in and they want you to do 6 songs or 3 songs as quickly as possible so that they don't have to pay very much of
Right.
studio time,
Exactly.
So it's like you just got to get in, you got to nail some parts and get out, and it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. It's definitely a different mindset than the creative process that we have. It's not as creative. It's
No,
just
it's
come
well,
in and
just
come in and
make
play
it happen.
come in and play the right sound. And they usually want something, especially with steel. They want something that sounds like generic pedal steel.
The coolest ones I've ever done have been with John Fulbright around, because he always encourages me to just like go crazy, and that's always been the most fun. Like, because I don't know. It's just there's something about his mentality about music that is artful and kind of free. So you're not being like limited to make it sound a certain.
It's that way when we still record with Rodney Parker a lot. It's completely different. We go in there and it's like back to being like kind of part of the band and being as creative as possible and throwing out as many ideas as you can and then whittling it down instead of just slapping something out.
I was talking with Rodney probably, I don't know, month and a half ago, and we're talking about how I think that like he's one of these underrated artists here in this regional scene, and I think like he helped kind of start a little bit more of a cerebral songwriting approach with like a focus on the lyrics, but also show that you could be a rock and roll band at the same time.
Right.
Absolutely,
Definitely ahead of his time on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think.
I was surprised when I first joined this band. I was surprised how often that album, The Lonesome Dirge, got brought up in conversation.
Yeah.
Because people talk about it all the time.
We were obsessed with it for a while. Me and Edward, the Lonesome Dirge, just dissecting every lyric and then asking Rodney about it and stuff like that. Usually not even getting a very straight answer out of Rodney on what it meant.
What I think like what's also amazing about him is he's still able to he fits so many words into lines sometimes, and it doesn't ever feel over rushed. It feels more like a necessary rush to show a anxiety or a little bit of anger or something like that. And a lot of young songwriters, they try and cram as many words in as possible, and it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like a lot of times when he did that, he's setting like the tone and the temper of the song.
Yeah, I think it's very deliberate, and it's a feeling he's trying to convey more than just jamming words in there. It's like you said, it's anxiety, anger. It's something in the story. It's not just cramming words into a line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially when you consider how long it takes him to write a song. And I'm not trying to make a joke. Like, he will sit there and deliberate over a song for like a year. It's a long time between albums for him. So there's a lot of thought put into it.
Yeah. Did you play on like the Apology stuff?
Hank played on the Apology stuff. I played on the Lonesome Dirge, and then I did some vocal stuff on the Apology Part 2, and then both of us, he was on the Apology Part 2 as well, and then we both worked on the latest album. I played drums on a couple albums, on a couple songs, and then I don't even remember if I did any background vocals. I think you did all those. You and Andy.
Me and Adrian, yeah.
Oh.
Or Andy.
Andy, yeah.
Maybe Adrian was on some of it too.
See, the Apology is kind of a loose concept record in a way. It's all about an apology, like a fight, if you will. And like going back to the like cramming all the words in, I think a lot of times what I feel is, like when you're in an argument, you're just getting like talked down to, and like you don't have time to say anything, and you're just the other person's yelling at you. It feels like some of those lines are like when you have that little moment of that like little gap where you're able to throw something back at them, and you have to cram all those words in. I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool.
I believe like that first EP, the first Apology EP, he had like he'd done it with like Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
And like that's one of those guys who, back when, I don't know, around 2005 through 8, I thought like all of his shit was the fucking best sounding recordings out there.
Mike McCarthy was also the engineer on our project with Bruce Robson, the song
Come As You Are.
Yeah, he was the guy behind the controls for that.
Yeah, talked with Bruce, and I think he's been working with him on a lot of that stuff.
Cool.
So, I don't know. I really like the. What was that? What was the next waltz like? What was like the setup and like
That was a fun
coming in
day.
and
Yeah, it's out in Lockhart, right? And it's just out in the middle of nowhere. This house he's turned into a studio, and yeah, they pick you up. You spend the day out there, like recording the song in the cool ass studio he has, and then you eat lunch together. We played like country music trivia or something, and just spending the day. And Bruce is awesome. Like he was pretty cool to have in the studio. Just kind of the vibes he brought and the ideas he had, and just a fun guy to hang out with. He's like this cool. He's a country boy, but he's also got like this mellow, like hippie vibe to him too. That just fun as hell to hang out with and work with. And I don't know. That was a really fun day, and do it all this one day.
Yeah, I don't think you can undersell how big of an influence that had on the way we recorded the next album. Because I remember us sitting around and just loving the idea of spending the morning rehearsing it, getting it just right, breaking for lunch, and then coming back in and cutting it. And that was the way that we approached recording. And I feel like that's because of that day.
He was really good about not letting you obsess over little mistakes or like, you know, if it was good enough, he'd be like, no, leave it alone. Like you're gonna take the magic out of it if you keep messing with it. So.
And I think Ryan, you would probably continue that with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the same process, or basically the same
'Cause-
process. Obviously, we did that. You know, Bruce's dealing one day it was one song.
Yeah, and it was a live track.
Yeah.
And the do you remember him, like, he was like talking about how they used to do it in the old days, like, you know, like he was telling us that we were patterning the day after the way that they used to do things in the old days, like, you know, and so it had this sort of historical authenticity to it that got us all in the mood.
Too.
Yeah, it's all to tape.
It was all the tape, and that was another part of his desire to, do a throwback recording. It was really neat.
This episode is sponsored by Wicker's Mesquite Smoked Jalapeno Jelly. It's owned and operated by my buddy Wes Wicker, who makes the jelly in small batches for the best quality and freshness. He smokes the peppers with mesquite and uses pure cane sugar to make the jelly. What you get is this great blend of smoky, sweet, and spicy. It's addictively savory. For those uninitiated, Wicker's is a great addition to any chef's kitchen. Part of what makes Wicker's so great is just how versatile it really is. For starters, it makes a great meat glaze. Throw it on a batch of hot wings, use it on some pork ribs, some pork chops, really whatever you can think of. Eat it on biscuits, cornbread, bagels, or toast. Throw it on a ham or turkey sandwich. Another super simple but effective way is to get some cream cheese, throw some Wicker's on top, and then grab your favorite cracker. Wicker's is currently stocked at a handful of places in Lubbock and on the South Plains, as well as some Fort Worth and DFW locations. But the easiest way to get your hands on a jar is to head over to wickerstx.com. That's WICKERSTX.com. I'll throw a link into the show notes for good measure. They currently come in 2 varieties, original and now hot, if you need just a little bit more kick in your bite. You can order anything from 1 jar to a case of 12, whatever fits your needs. Again, that's wickerstx.com. Okay, back to the show.
He was on the podcast with Jack Ingram a while back, and he was talking about how part of what he liked about doing it was kind of like picking songs for different bands. And I guess, like, I don't know, I guess you guys didn't really do like a cover. You guys brought your own song in, but
We did a cover too.
We did a
Oh,
cover.
what'd you
over
guys
there.
do?
We did a Mississippi You're on My Mind.
was that like brought in by you guys, or was that like something he had kind of had an idea
I
with
think
too?
him and Ev were just kind of like bullshitting and tossing ideas around and like songs that we might want to do, and that's one that Ev's liked for a long time, and it came up, and Bruce was like, "Oh, that's perfect. Let's do that one."
See, I like the idea of it being where
He like played and sang on there or something too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Bruce did.
So I like the idea of
Sang
like
on
him bringing like song suggestions. I think like what he had done with Jack was like send him 10 songs or something like that, and went from there. And like that's how they ended up doing the Jason Eady cut.
Yeah, I think Eva just was working on a waltz or something when the idea had come up, and said, "Well, I got a new song. It's a waltz," and then Bruce is like, "Perfect," and that's how we ended up doing "Come As You Are" like that.
See, I know there was a little bit of time where people thought maybe it was a Nirvana cover.
Well, because of Sturgill, that was kind of our.
Yeah, that was.
Well, honestly, I think that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek reason that he titled the song that is because Sturgill had just done the Nirvana cover, and so we did it so people would think that we were doing one.
Yeah. Like, obviously you guys are from Oklahoma for the most part. Oklahoma's really blossomed as a music scene lately. A lot of the singer-songwriters out of Tulsa or like these small towns have gone on and started really creating great music. You know, everyone from Fulbright to Millsap to, I don't know. Moreland and
J.D. McPherson.
Yeah.
There's just Broncho. There's a lot of great bands from Oklahoma right now.
Is like part of the reason of this like development and this budding of creativity, part of it like just because how rural and how isolated these towns in Oklahoma are. There's less to do.
There's got to be something.
Oh, whoops.
Liberace right now? Oh, we're in the middle of a fucking podcast. You turned it on. No, I think it just ran out.
Yeah, it just ran out
Time
of
down.
pause time.
PBR time. They were trying to record it.
So I'm gonna get in trouble for copyright.
But back to your question, I think there's something. People aren't scared to play their own music in Oklahoma, and I think that goes a long ways. Like it's easy to be in a cover band. It's hard to start out playing your own songs, and I think there are enough spots where you can do that in Oklahoma that I think it like facilitates people getting out there and trying to do it, and as a result, there are some good ones who come out of it.
There's less outside influence too.
Isolation
Like
is,
yeah.
I mean, you were
like being outside of Dallas, you're going to be influenced by all the Dallas cats. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's no, you're going to be more original if you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, true. And you just listen to music and you just have your own take on it. You can. I don't know.
I've always thought like that's been part of the reason why Lubbock was so great is that it was isolated from
Oh,
the
for
rest.
sure,
Of
yeah.
And
Yeah, there's always tons of great music that comes out of Lubbock, and I think it's a similar situation maybe.
and also like I think some of the old school Lubbock songwriters, they all kind of remind me in a way of Oklahoma songwriters. Like one of my favorite songwriters from around here, he's up in Nashville now, but he was from Perryton, Texas. Ryan Colwell. Like I don't know, I think like that guy. He reminds me of like his version of Americana reminds me of the same Americana version of, John Moreland or Fulbright.
Yeah.
And when I say Americana, I don't necessarily mean sound. I mean like, apple
Daniel
pie.
Markham is, and Daniel Fluid even is a lot
Yeah.
like that to me.
Yeah, Markham has a new record. You played on a Markham record before, right?
I've played on a couple of them. Yeah, he puts out so much content. It's crazy, hard to keep up. I think he's probably put out 3 albums since the last one I tracked with him, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love doing his stuff. He's fun to work with.
Yeah, he's released so much stuff. It's like, EPs of black metal and like Halloween duet records and
Yeah,
all kinds of shit.
yeah,
Just
he's got that. What's his alter ego's name?
Larry Legion.
Larry Legion. Yeah, that's his like metal. Whatever.
We need to do some alter ego records.
Man.
Count me in.
What is your alter ego? Your,
Hank Hurley.
Toll booth troublemakers. What's that?
This is my
We used
alter
to
ego.
have some funny names.
Toll Booth Troublemakers.
Yeah.
or
Toll booth trouble.
Still can't get you guys to sign on to my all white funk band.
Black girlfriend.
Black girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember signing off on that.
Well, you're the only one with an open mind.
RC in the Embers. That's one of my alter egos.
Yeah, but that's just your name.
But
How's
the
that your alter
Embers.
ego?
I was just rumors that band broke up.
We did kind of. Now we're back together.
Nobody told me about it.
You're still in,
Devastated.
Hank.
The band broke up, but I'm still in it.
Me
What was-
too.
what was that band you had? The Awesome Possum.
Awesome Possum Band. That was a good one.
There's a relic.
Can we go through and name
Bands we were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
bands we were in? We gotta get Ryan has some good
Yeah.
ones too. RC and Ryan have some
All
good
right.
ones.
So I had one called the Deckheads. That's like DE Deckheads. That was a punk band I had. Crankbait
Crankbait.
was a metal band.
I had a Sublime tribute band called Sublimin.
What about your satanic bluegrass band?
Oh, Pentagrass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After every song, it'd be like it was a gospel revival, but they'd be like, "Hail Satan!"
Yeah. The crowd really got into that.
Kyle?
aspect
What was
of
that?
it.
What was the Pitbull
What?
puppy
Golly,
song?
you're gonna have to say yours, or I'm gonna say it.
Let's move on.
No.
No,
I mean, okay.
Cal hasn't went yet.
I'll say mine, but Ryan has to say a couple of his.
Okay.
Even the one with his brother.
Oh, no. Out. Fucking out.
So this is the first time this has been on anything. I'm really embarrassed about it.
World debut.
But I was in a band called the Bad Boys of Country.
BBC.
The BBC.
Yeah.
And yeah, I believe Garth
That
Brooks'
was with
old
some-
guitar player played with this at one point.
They went
too.
on to become the band Perry, right?
You said that. I didn't. Say Had nothing to do with that.
It wasn't my band, but Andy was in a bluegrass band when he was young, and it was not an ironic title. They did not realize that it sounded like this, but they were in a band called New Direction.
How did I realize that?
They didn't
clearly,
know about
they
you.
clearly were idiots. I'm pretty sure when we pointed it out to him, he got a little bit upset. So that's what made me think he didn't really know.
I'm still technically.
Ladies and
in.
gentlemen,
Made it just in time.
Laser is in the building.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey, what's up?
You have anything you want to say?
Laser, say hi to him.
Hello, Texas.
Oh gosh.
It just blew the speakers.
I'm still technically in a band called Harry Has a Head Like a Ping Pong Ball.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's
What
some
about-
heavy stuff, guys.
What about
Seek
dude,
out that content online.
Name some of yours, Ryan. Yours
don't
are so
want to.
good.
It
Do I
started-
need to
it
name
started
them?
off, it started off bad when I was a kid, and I had a band called, my first band called Omar's Bacon.
Oh.
Omar's
Omar.
Bacon.
Omar's Bacon.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
It's
went
got some
downhill from
undertones.
there. Several bands, but ended up in a band called the Fucking A's.
Scott Bakula.
Yeah, what about Scott Bakula?
Yeah, we
Revival?
got high in Dallas for about 2 years. Had a 4-track and sat around with me and a couple other dudes and had a Scott Bakula revival. and there were some songs about Scott, and there were some other songs not about
Scott,
too. It was-
Scott.
yeah,
And what a great Scott he was.
I gotta find that.
I had a RC in Oklahoma's band once, and the rest of the band did not like the name, so it didn't last very long. I thought it was a good name. They ended up selling for Oklahomies, but
You just
it's just not edgy enough.
waltz on here and start eating our fruit tray?
You lost?
Are you lost?
Yeah, well,
For the listeners at home, Laser has dove into the band's fruit tray.
Oh, I forgot to order my food.
We're
That's
going
not
to
right.
we're going to
Good
this
content.
we're going to the big. big
Oh,
Tex.
that's right. Never mind. We're gonna go
We're
eat
not going to order off
a
this
big
menu.
70. What
We're
is it,
getting
70?
one 72-ounce steak and splitting it tonight.
yeah.
I
That's what you have to do in
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
I know you would.
Can my corner of
Can we
it
go
be
over
medium
real
rare?
quick? Can we ask some questions about Gabriel Pearson's diet?
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No, you want to get into the band?
Let's
and what
not
the
do
band's
that.
about.
Let's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna strike
Let's
all
go
this.
further.
You're gonna have to
Gabriel
edit all
Pearson.
this out.
Our
Fingerless
newest
gloves.
drummer.
I mean, I'm just. Don't worry about all that.
Okay, well I'll ask the
The
question.
people don't want to know.
How many potatoes can you eat in a day?
I don't know. Am I only eating potatoes?
Yes, like that
Well,
one.
what did you do
I probably can't eat more than 4 potatoes a day. If I'm
One-
only eating
You
potatoes.
tell us a
One
little
potato 4 times a day.
bit. Tell us a little bit about the night, Kyle. You can tell us a little bit about the night where this all kind of began. We started realizing that Gabe had some.
I don't want to hurt Gabe's feelings.
That's okay. I don't have any feelings anymore.
I don't either.
You're gonna hurt him where his
Okay,
feelings used
I can
to
just.
be.
Okay, here's
Tell
the
the
deal.
story.
Was trying to make my body be cold while I slept, so
So,
I started sleeping in only like shorts and gloves, right? But I found a problem that I couldn't use my iPad if I had gloves on. So naturally, you cut the fingers out of, well, most of the fingers out of the gloves. And one
So you
night
can
we
do the
were,
pinch.
yeah, so you can do the little pinch thing, you know, whatever.
No, it isn't.
uh,
pinch.
One night, I guess it was probably, 6 a.m., 5 a.m.? It was just, the sun was just about to come up. And all of a sudden, all I know is that, like, I've hit the ground and I don't know where I am. And I'm, like, beating on didn't even know it was the door or whatever. And then all of a sudden, reality came to me as the door opened and Kyle was standing there looking at me, surprised. And, like, I had no
His
clue
hands
where I
up.
was. I had fallen out of my bunk and hit the ground and did
I woke
not
up and
know
thought
where
they
I
had
was.
gotten in a fight.
So like I'm on the ground, only wearing fingerless gloves, and very
Hello.
confused. And then I came in the front lounge, and he had to like sit me down, and because I was so out of it, I was
but
so
you hadn't
scared.
told any of us about this.
I had.
Well, right, Kyle had to tell everyone
I'm
about it.
sorry,
No, I woke up.
but it was.
I
really
thought y'all were like fighting or
fun.
something, and because I saw Kyle like big, like just sit down.
I was so
I'm like,
scared.
what's going on? And Kyle's like, I don't know, man. I think he fell out of the bunk or something.
No, it's on some kind of diet.
Hey, man.
Yeah, but this was all a weight loss technique, right? That's
Well, I
like-
mean, yeah.
So what's
That's
it
why-
called?
that's
So-
why-
My whole
For your
life.
health.
Well, I didn't know any of that. All I knew is when I opened the door, you had your hands up blocking the light that was coming in through the front lounge.
I didn't know,
And as you put your
dude.
hands up, I noticed that the fingers were cut out.
May as well have been in